everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. So excited today. I love it when friends come back on the podcast. So we've got returning guest, author, journalist, Silvia San Martín. So welcome, Silvia.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for having me.
I should have said welcome back.
Yes, thank you. It's always a pleasure. And I have to congratulate you because you have a lot of subscribers now in YouTube. And you have a lot of interviews, so now I can do the research because you do the interviews.
Now, I really appreciate that. Yeah, we've passed some milestones in the last couple of months. So appreciate you were here pretty close to the beginning. You know, we did our first interview back in 2021, and we were still fairly new as a podcast. But now we're on our third one, and I was telling you before we started that you're in a very select group that has been on at least 3 times. Well, let me take that back. I don't think we've had anybody yet 4 times, other than family.
So, I'm the first. So
yeah, you'll be right there. You're so prolific with your writing. I'm sure we're going to do this several more times.
I wish.
I see that you've got your Wonder Woman shirt on.
Sorry?
I said, I see that you're wearing your Wonder Woman shirt.
Of course, I'm Wonder Woman. I have my cap here, just in case I have to fly.
Did you watch her new movie on Netflix?
No.
Yeah, she's got a new one out on Netflix. I'm trying to think of the name of it. She plays, she's kind of like a spy.
But you mean Gal Gadot?
Yes. Yeah, not Wonder Woman. Sorry, Gal Gadot.
Okay. Because I thought Wonder Woman we have 2 for now. I think I watched it on the movies. It can be?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. We watched it not too long ago. Last couple of weeks. It was pretty good.
I watched The Equalizer 3 the day before yesterday.
What'd you think?
Sunday. It's good. I like the 3 of them, but maybe very violent for me.
Yeah. Well, and they're coming out with a prequel about the hotel that comes out like this month. I think it's out this month.
Okay. Good.
It's just going that universe just going to keep getting bigger, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a good movie. I like them. And what happened with Wonder Woman 3? Finally, there will be another one or no?
Yeah, it sounded like they're at least talking about it, right? Which is good. You know, I don't remember if we had talked, we probably did on the last interview, but I was a little bit disappointed in the second movie. It wasn't bad, but I was hoping for a little bit better story. You know, I always like her. It's usually whether or not the story's any good. Like, I thought the first movie, good story, pretty good movie. Second, the story was a little iffy for me.
The second was more like fun.
Yeah.
A little different.
It was if you looked at it more as a little bit sillier movie, you know, something just to have fun with, then I think that would help. Because I did like all the 80s stuff they put in it. I thought that was pretty good. I grew up in the 80s, so I love to... I love movies that kind of go back to that.
Yes, it was good, the 80s, but let's see if there is a 3 part. I'm training a lot, just in case Gal Gadot can do the movie, so they can call me.
That's right, they need to. You need to be in the next one, I think.
It will be good.
I'm gonna start calling people. So,
Yes.
You know who you need to get in this movie?
Yes, I want. I love Wonder Woman.
You've told me before, Silvia, but what part of Spain are you in?
I'm in Madrid, outside Madrid. Yes.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. I'm going to get over there one day. I was telling you, that's the plan. Is we were supposed to be there like 3 years ago, and this silly pandemic came up. We didn't get to go. So at some point, I'm going to make it out there.
I'm waiting here. In fact, it was supposed I was going to the U.S. this September, but the prices are crazy now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's so expensive.
So maybe I had to fly like Wonder Woman there.
You just fly your own invisible jet.
Yes, I can. So you have to come to visit me too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I absolutely will. That's at the top of my list. Well, if we go to Spain, we have to come see you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
So, okay, Silvia. So you have written another book in English, which just amazes me. You know, I have yet to write one book. You're writing them in 2 different languages, and you put one out like every 6 months. It's really impressive.
Now I have 13 books, 10 in Spanish and 3 in English.
That's just amazing. So this new one is called "Sorry, I Am a Telemarketer." Yeah, and you know, we've talked a little bit. I used to be a telemarketer, so I know how terrible that job and kind of the industry is as well. Not the people, not the workers. It's not their fault. It's the companies, but it's a difficult industry. So tell me a little bit about what the book's about. Although it's a little self-explanatory, what the book's about, why you decided to write it.
Well, first I started working as a telemarketing because I don't have a lot of work, and I work as a telemarketing when I finished the college, so it was a part-time job. And then when I saw everything that was happening, it was like I had to continue and I had to write a book about this. And this is how telemarketing works in Spain. I don't know if it's the same in the US, you can tell me. But the experience was pretty bad. It's not a good job, at least in Spain.
Yeah, well, and it is very similar to what it's like in the U.S. and probably most of the world. And I love the fact that we just had Sam Lippman-Stern, who wrote the documentary about telemarketing that's on Max right now. So it's good timing, because I think we're putting some emphasis on telemarketing as an industry and just the difficulties that it puts, the workers in. It's a difficult field, and a lot of times the companies, they're a little shady.
Yes, and people don't know, because when someone calls, it's like, okay, let me alone, but they don't know how is the work here. In fact, a few months ago in Spain, in a call center, I was finished my book before. A woman died in a call center that from a heart attack, and people continue to work beside the body for 2 hours until someone takes the body. It was in all the news in Spain. I couldn't say anything because I didn't want to say anything of the book before, but I was watching all the news, and it was in all TVs and newspaper, because of course the company say it's not like that, but all the workers say we have to work with the body for 2 hours there until someone take it. So it's for things like that.
Why do you think they didn't get her out of there if something had occurred? And did the workers know that she had passed away and they were just stuck there working?
Yes, because it's supposed the woman raised the hand or something, but it was like almost heart attack, maybe the stress or everything. So I guess maybe the police of the people, it didn't come very soon or until they take the body out. So the thing is, until 2 hours the body was there, and the company don't allow people to go to their house. So as the worker says, because the company say another thing, but the worker says they couldn't go home and they had to continue working with the body there. So for things like that, I tell you, working as a telemarketing in Spain is horrible.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. So when you first got the job and you went in, I'm assuming you're kind of hopeful that it's going to be a decent job. How quickly did you figure out that this was a terrible place to work?
The first moment, because as I told you, I worked as a telemarketing like 20 years ago for a period of time, and it was a good work, a normal job. Almost everybody has gone to college, well-educated people, we had friends, but now everything was the opposite. It's like nobody's friends because a lot of envy, a lot of hate, maybe because the situation is not very good. So it's like now you cannot have friends in the office. It's like you do things good, someone can. But with the first company, as I say in the book, the first day I arrived, someone opened the door and a dog came to us. You cannot have a dog running with the telemarketing there. It's not right. And the second thing, the boss came and told the other girl and me, he teach us how to clean the toilet. I swear it's true. So that moment, it was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I've been in those situations, and it's almost like it's not real. It's like you're dreaming that this is happening because it's so crazy that it's that way.
Yes, it's like a movie, and then he gave us a lot of papers. Okay, you have to learn. This is not a course. You cannot learn with a lot of papers. So sit down for 2 days, learn all the papers, listen the calls, and go.
Yeah, they had no training program. It was just, here, study these, memorize some of this stuff, and then we're going to put you on the phone.
No, and in a lot of companies of telemarketing, they give you a course, but they don't pay you for the course. I don't know if it's the same in the US. And if they pay you for the course, it's a little money. In a company, they pay me 25 euros after 6 months working.
Wow. Yeah, like here in the States, normally they'll pay for training, but you don't get paid as much as you do for the regular job. So it's a way they can save a little money on the chance that you don't make it. Like if you drop out while you're training, they're not going to owe you as much as if you were on the phones. Which I get it from a business standpoint, but it's not really a great way to take care of your employees because you're starting them out immediately, saying we're not even investing time to train you. That's how much we don't care about you as an employee. We're not going to train you. We're not going to pay you until you actually do the work that you haven't been trained for. Yeah.
Yes, and they pay you very little later. I don't know where, but I guess it's the same.
Did you? Let me ask you this: what was the company selling, or what was it that you were marketing?
Well, some of them health insurance, most of them, and then alarms and other things, but most of them health insurance.
Yeah. Was it just their local in Spain, or were you a call center for like a different country that was calling in?
I think they have call center in another countries and companies, but this was in Spain.
Yeah. Yeah. How does it looked at in Spain? How do other people in Spain that aren't telemarketers look at telemarketing as a profession?
Nobody wants a telemarketer called in, of course.
Yeah. And the sad part is, and this is worldwide, not just in Spain or the US, is telemarketing could be a valuable service and industry. It could be a way of making people aware of products or services that they're not aware of, which isn't necessarily bad, but it needs to be regulated. So the pay needs to be decent. The employees have to be treated correctly. It can't be fraudulent in any way. It can't be trying to deceive its customers. And it can't be harassing in nature, which a lot of them are. You're calling at dinner time. You keep calling. It's an automatic dialer, so you're just constantly calling the same people over and over. And it's just not a very good system. But if they'd regulate it, I think it could be an okay profession and people wouldn't look at it as poorly.
But the law changed a few months ago, but it's the same because it's supposed now they cannot call you if you don't say yes before, but they call you anyway. And the companies can hire people in South America or another country, so then the law can't know anything because maybe they don't call you from Spain, they call you from Peru, Ecuador, or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, it's gotten so kind of shady in the United States that now you're getting phone calls from cities within your own state that don't even exist, just to try to get you. Oh, it's a West Virginia number, so I'll pick it up. I'm going to answer it, and then it turns out to be a telemarketer. It used to come through and it might say unknown caller or something like that. So you might know, okay, this may be somebody trying to sell me something. But now it'll come through and it'll just be a number from someplace that's made up, but it makes it look like it's somebody local calling you, so maybe you'll pick up.
Yes, and normally the companies, they call you from a number, then from another number. If you don't call the phone, sometimes they call you with a mobile phone in order you answer the phone. So it's...
Yeah, well, and you can't even call those numbers back. Like, if you try to call them back later, you don't get anybody.
And sometimes they call and they don't say anything. And it supposes they know you are there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's shady. It's shady. So I was really happy when you wrote the book. The book's really well written, as always. I love your writing. I have right from the beginning, even when I had my wife having to read me some of the books that were in Spanish, because I couldn't do it. But I love your writing because it has, it has a little bit of humor. It's very honest. You're giving your opinions, but you're also just kind of saying this is how it is. You can tell that you've been a journalist because it's like you're reporting on the situation. And I've always just really enjoyed your books. Plus, they're always just easy reads. They're page turners.
Yes, because it's like now they are a small book so people can read, because some friends told me I never read. So it's like, it's only 50 pages. You can read it.
No, you can read it fast. And I think it's a really good book, I think, to start a conversation. Like, because you can read it really... I think it'd be a good book for, like, a book club, because they could read it within a week. You could read it really fast, a day or a week, and then you could just really dissect it. Where most book clubs, you're reading maybe a chapter a week, and it takes such a long time to get through the whole book. You can get through yours really quick and then really discuss it.
Yes, because I have books with more than 300 pages, but now I think people prefer...
They do. We all have short attention spans, so quick is better.
And now I can give you the answer of the book, Find Your Significant Other at Christmas.
Yeah. 1
year later or more, now I will choose William.
Oh, okay. That was your last book, right? Before Telemarketer, or I Am a Telemarketer, or Sorry, I Am a Telemarketer. And I love that one because it gave the readers a little bit of input on how it ended. And I thought that was it was almost like a choose your own adventure.
Yes, because 1 year later I have published Find Your Significant Other at Christmas in Spanish, Encuentra el amor verdadero en Navidad. So now we have English and Spanish, and finally I get William.
I love it. I love it. And my wife uses your books as a way to practice her Spanish.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm happy because now I can help with the books. So, and
yeah.
It's the same. They can practice with the Spanish with the books, and people in Spain can practice the English with the other books. So
you do a lot of really good things. Like, I like your little notebooks that you do that just have the fun pictures for the cover and stuff. And yeah, I love those.
And this, but who do you think took the pictures?
I see.
I took out the picture myself.
That's amazing that you were able to take those yourself. They're so
So
well done.
I did everything. This with all the books, little,
Yep.
and this with all the pictures with another book. So people can start writing.
I know all the we've passed them around the whole family. Everybody's using those as their notebook, and I love that. Or journal. You know, like my son writes, he uses that as his kind of note journal, where if he gets an idea or he wants maybe something he wants to put into a story, he writes it in one of those, and then he has it if he needs it when he starts writing later. And I think that's they make good journals.
I would, and I have new merchandising. Have and new things, and I have more things for.
Yeah, you've got good merchandise.
Yes, I did everything.
Do you have a bookshelf at your house that's just got your books in it?
I have books everywhere.
That's what I figured. You got them piled up everywhere.
I have nice bookshelves with all my books, beautiful, and besides that, I have books, merchandise, and everything for everywhere.
I sent a copy of your telemarketing book to Sam, who did the documentary. So I'll have to hear what he thinks. But he said he'd read it. He was excited about it.
Good. And do you know if he has read or not yet?
No, I don't think he's even got it yet. I just sent it out the end of last week, so he's waiting on it. But if he decides to do more, as far as the documentary about telemarketers, that's what I told him. I was like, well, you need to include some other countries with that.
Yes.
So that's how I got him to kind of like, hey, check this out. This might give you some ideas for a sequel to your documentary.
Yes, because now it's the vision in Spain. I couldn't watch the documentary because I think we cannot watch in Spain, or at least I don't have HBO, so I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What if I know the answer, but would you ever do that type of work again?
I will do. Maybe then I have to hide in the US, because when you do the research and you work on the cover, the problem is not enter. The problem is how live there. When you have all the info, it's like, okay, I have everything, and now how I live here, because I don't want anybody knows.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, I totally get that. So the book is Sorry, I Am a Telemarketer. Everybody needs to read this one. They can read it in a few hours, and it really does give you some insight. Whatever country you're in, I'm guessing the telemarketing situation is similar, because Spain's and U.S. pretty similar. Sounds like Spain may even be a little bit worse than what we have, and ours is bad. But I'm sure everybody, and there's so many of us that have worked in a call center, so we can all kind of relate to that. Even if it's just you took that job kind of like you did as a part-time situation, or maybe when you first got out of school, you worked in a call center to kind of get by till you started your career, that type of thing. But so many people have done it, just like so many people have worked in a restaurant. Really good stuff there, and I think this book's gonna do really well.
I think it's good for workers, for telemarketers. I think it's good for everyone, because they need to know what to say. If you don't want they call you again, don't tell them I'm going to think about it, because if you say that, they are going to call you again. You have to say no. I don't know why people don't say no. And I think this book is good for students of journalism too, because they need to go to the companies, do the research, publish, and not to be all day on the social media.
I do like the fact that you help them to learn to say no, because a lot of us, we have trouble with that. We have trouble telling somebody no, but that's really what you have to do, or you're just going to keep getting calls.
Because if they ask you, can you call you tomorrow again? And you say yes, they are going to call you.
Oh, yeah.
And if you say, I'm going to think they are going to call you again. So if you don't want they call you, you have to say, no, I'm not interested. And maybe they call you again anyway. But if you don't say no, be sure they are going to call you again.
Yeah, oh yeah, for 100% they are. So what's next, Silvia? What's your next book project?
Well, I have some projects there about hell and things, but for now I have to slow down a little and enjoy life because I think after 13 books I need to slow down a little.
That's a lot of books.
Yes. But I'm open. If someone wants to hire me, offer me a job as journalist or something, I'm open to new projects always.
Yeah, I'd like to see a company hire you to work undercover at a lot of different industries and then have you report on it. I think that'd be interesting.
I could do it. I could do it if they pay well, because it's a lot of stress because you cannot say anything. So the worst part is, as I told you, when you have to leave. It's like, okay, now how I can leave the company, because I don't know in the US, but in Spain, okay, you can to enter in a company, but it's not so easy to leave the company. You have to give 15 days. If you leave, you lost all your rights. So in the end, it's not easy to leave the company.
Yeah, no, and it's similar here. You got, I mean, if the company lets you go, then you're eligible to get some benefits, while you're looking for a job. But if you just quit and walk out, you can't get those benefits.
Yes, it's the same here. But as I tell in the book, for one company, we start the course 15 people. And in the end, we continue working only, after 1 month, we continue only 3 people because they fire everyone.
Wow. Yeah,
they hire people, do the course, fire them, another course, and like this every time.
Yeah, that's just terrible. And very common within, especially all businesses, but within call centers especially. It's pretty ruthless.
But as you say, if someone wants to hire me to enter in a company, I can do it.
Yeah, I just think that'd be really, like if I owned a company, I think I'd hire you to come in as a worker and then come and report to me how it all went. It'd be a way of like checking in on how my company is doing with new employees. I think that'd be a great idea. You could do a whole career that way.
I love journaling, so for me, it's very good. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Are you still teaching English?
English and Spanish, yes. I continue teaching English and Spanish.
That's pretty great. And I'm sure that keeps you fairly busy, but you still find time to do all this other stuff.
But as I say on the book, 1 month I work 260 hours in a month, because I work in a telemarketing company in the morning, I teach in the afternoon, and I work in another telecompany marketers on weekends. So it was like,
that's a lot.
It's a lot, and the stress and everything. So it's like slow down a little.
Have you? I probably asked you this too, but have you ever tried to get into to acting?
I did some very little things in some TV shows and advertise like 20 years ago, long time ago.
I think to me, I think you'd be a very good actress. That might be something you should try to get back into.
I'm not Penelope Cruz, but I can try.
You really do. That's and like it's not just a recent. You've always kind of looked like her. Like I go back, you look at some of your younger pictures. I'm like, it kind of looks like a young Penelope Cruz.
Because I'm Wonder Woman. I am 5,000 years, but I look younger. So I'm the original Wonder Woman.
What do you do to stay in shape?
I now, after working for 260 hours a month, now I do 2 hours of exercise every day. I try to have dinner early and genetic, and I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I have a healthy life.
Yeah,
I never do drugs. So.
Yeah, that's I think so important, especially as you get older, to maintain a healthy lifestyle. You almost have to eliminate those.
I never drink alcohol, but not now. In the past, neither. I never smoke. So
how did you avoid, especially alcohol? How did you avoid that the whole time?
Because for me, it's silly. When I work as journalist in the music industry, as you know, they invite me to all the concert presentation. Right. When you can drink everything you want, and of course, they offer me drugs and everything, and I always say no. So I just spend all the night with a Diet Coke and nothing else. And for me, it's like, I don't need alcohol, I don't need drugs, I don't need smoke. So
I think that's pretty impressive, and you share my love for Diet Coke. So that's, if you're going to drink something, that's a good choice.
And now I drink Diet Coke with no caffeine, like children.
Oh, wow.
Now if I drink caffeine, I don't sleep. So now it's like no sugar, no caffeine.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to reduce mine too, because it's basically a drug that you become addicted to. It's milder than most, drugs that cause you problems, but caffeine can cause you issues especially if you're consuming a large quantity of it.
Because 20 years ago, I drink like Diet Coke all day and night, and I can go to bed at 6 in the morning, and I could sleep. Now, no. If I drink caffeine, I cannot sleep. So now, no sugar, no caffeine, no anything.
Yeah, that's good for you, Silvia. That's awesome and important. I think we want you to keep writing, even if you're slowing down a little bit. So you need to stay healthy.
Yes, I continue writing. In fact, I'm writing another thing, and I think I will always write anything. So I need to write. It's like a therapy. It's therapy for me. So
I love that. I mean, it has to be easier to write when you enjoy writing.
I write a lot, and I read a lot. I read a book, then another one in English or Spanish is the same, so I'm always reading.
Yeah, I love that. Well, Silvia, thank you as always. This has been terrific. It always is so fun to have you on the show, and I was telling you before we started, I'm guessing that we'll have you on several more times, because every time you get a book out, we'll bring you back, and it's always fun to catch up with you.
Every time you want, you have to write me or call me, and it's okay. It's always a pleasure. And just a question, when you work as a telemarketer, what did you do?
Well, so let me tell you how. So I did a couple. So when I was in college, I worked at a telemarketing firm that we set up appointments to replace windows. So we'd set the appointment, and then the company would come and give you a presentation on their windows, basically. With that, that wasn't too bad. The only bad part about it was they would just rip out sections of the phone book and hand to you, and you would just go down the phone book page and call everybody on that page. That was that was their leads, I guess. So that was actually the best telemarketing place I had worked. It was the first and the best. The worst one that I worked at was for a credit card company, and the way they would do it is they would give you a $300 credit card, which is nothing, basically. $300 is nothing, but they marketed it as a way to rebuild your credit. So if you had bad credit, they're going to give you a $300 card, and then you would make payments, and your credit score would improve. The trick where they got people was they charged $180 to give you in order to get this $300 credit limit. So instead of a $300 limit, you only had $120 because they charged you $180. But they didn't disclose that they were charging that money. So then almost every time the person would go over their limit and start getting these crazy overdraft fees, $35 every time they went over and stuff. So it was not unusual for someone with a $300 credit limit to have like $1,000 on that card. They'd never get it paid off because you're marketing to people that don't have any money. So it's just a big scam, basically. With that, so that to me, that was the worst one. And there was a lot of things they did that were really shady, but that, just as a company, that was the worst one for me.
It's crazy. Like 10 days ago, I asked for another credit card to another bank, just in case when I travel, if the card doesn't work,
That's right.
I want to have another one. And one of the banks tell me, we have to give you a credit card with only 300 euros. It's like, I don't want a 300 euros credit card. I cannot do anything with that if I'm missing in a foreign country. So
avoid those. See, that's how they get you. They give you those low limits. They know it's not enough, and people end up overdrawing them, and then they get themselves in a real bind because, that's where the fees come in. If you're late or if you overdraw, they'll charge you whatever it is, a large amount, because of that, and then your balance keeps going up, and you never catch up.
Yeah, it's silly for me, so I went to another bank because, as you say, it's not good. But the banks.
Oh yeah, I know. So okay, so the book, Sorry, I Am a Telemarketer, it came out June the 6th, I think. Before we go, Silvia, let's go through, where people can buy the book, go through your website and your social media.
They can buy the book on Amazon, all around the world, on Amazon. And I know some bookstore, for example, Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble, yeah.
They have almost all my books. This doesn't have yet, but I guess they will have. And they can buy it on Amazon, and they can follow me on YouTube, Silvia San Martín, Amazon, Silvia San Martín, LinkedIn and Facebook, Silvia San Martín, and on Instagram, I'm Silvia Love and Music.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love that. Oh, and I meant to tell you, I may have told you this already. My son's a librarian, so every one of your books is in the library now.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
So he's got a copy in his library now of all of those. Some of them I gave him, some he had to order, but you've got a whole little section there.
Good. Thank you. Say thank you to your son, because I think it's good everyone can read the books. And I know in the US they can buy on Amazon and in more books like Barnes and Nobles and others. So, and it's cheap. I think it's like $15. So
it's very very reasonable for what you get, and it's an easy read. It's this one I won't say is a fun read but it's funny in parts. It's got some humor in it, but it's a good read. It's a really good read because it really does highlight just some of the terrible things that happen within telemarketing, and you're such a good writer.
Thank you, Mike. I think they can read a little of everything because they can enjoy a love story with Find Your Significant Other at Christmas. They can see pictures, photographies with pictures from my eyes. Now they can read a true story and see how the telemarketer job is, and then can write on the notebook, so they have everything.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Silvia. Until the next book's written, once it is, we'll bring you back.
Thank you, Mike. And I hope we see each other soon. I don't know if in the
whichever
US
one of us makes it to the other one's country, we'll get together.
Yes, definitely. So we only need a plane.
That's right. We only need a plane. All right, Silvia, hold on one second.